Hey everybody, it's Rob Nazarian with Talk Android, and we're looking at Snap Camera HD today. This one is an app that's been around for several months now, and it's based on the stock Android 4.2 camera. And so that's what it's going to give you is very much the same type of look and feel, although there are some differences. Now this is the settings menu there, but as you can see right here, it's pretty simple interface, just like Android 4.2. It is a little different though, in that you do get the camera and the video camera buttons on the main screen, whereas in the stock interface it's just a blue button and you have to choose which mode you want. So you can go right into camera or video, and then also the settings, you can long tap to press it and then move around, which I'm not going to do because I can't stand that feature. It just doesn't work that well for me. Or you can tap it over here, and in Android 4.2 I believe that is over here in the top right. So you get actually more settings with this camera. It's basically Android 4.2 for Android 2.3 and plus devices, so it works on older phones. Which is good, although there might be some limitations depending on the hardware, like being able to take a picture, while doing a video at the same time, things like that. But you have HDR settings, so you can turn on your HDR there and turn it off, and you also have your flash and auto, and you have your various exposure settings and white balance settings as well, and then you have a slew of settings here that you can set as far as video quality, picture size, your scene mode, a timer, and you can do burst mode, turn it off or on. Plus there's another area, I'm going to show you that as well, to do that. The store location, JPEG quality, effects, metering, and then the ISO all over here, silent shutter, the volume keys, you can set that to be the shutter or the zoom, which is nice. And preview cropping. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. HDR, there's a bunch of settings here for that as well. New UI, this is quite interesting. I don't know if you remember, I don't know, maybe it was a month or so ago, a video leaked for Android 4.3 that showed the camera interface, and it was a little bit different of an interface. Let me go ahead and tap that on. They actually went ahead and put that interface in here, so you do have it. And then of course you can also video settings as well as on here. So now I just moved that to the new interface setting, so now when I hit the menu it has that different look here. And also if you long press, you get the same thing, and then you can go in the sub menus and all that good stuff. So now as far as taking a picture, it's just like any other camera and Android 4.2. So right here I'll just aim at this little Hot Wheels car here, and you just snap the picture. Of course you can go ahead and tap to focus, and you can pinch to zoom. Whoops, I hit the volume key by mistake. Let me just hold it. You can pinch to zoom. I have to put my finger in front there, so I keep it in the volume. We use my left hand. There you go. So pinch to zoom works, and the long press to go into the menu, and video and camera here. Now to go into your gallery, as you notice, there's no preview like you find on most Android phones. You swipe over to get your picture. That's your last picture. Now this is going to only show pictures that were taken with this Snap Camera app. And you can also go through, there's a test photo I took, and I really don't need that, so what I can do is swipe it away and delete, and if I make a mistake I can hit undo and bring the photo right back. Now I can also go in here and take any photo, like let's say this one right here, and just like Android 4.2, I can go in here and hit that photo editing icon and have various editing features that I can do. I can add vintage, black and white, bleach, and all these different ones here. There's a whole bunch of them. Right now we'll just go with none, and then I can go in here and add frames, various frames here. different sizes and the colors. And then I can also crop, rotate, so you can go in here and hit the crop function, and you can size it yourself, or you can even go in here and say give me a 4:3 or whatever, or you can say 5:7, and then you can move it around and then crop it. You can also, oops, wanted to continue on crop, on the crop menu. There's also mirror, which is not going to really show too much here. Well, I guess it does. You can swipe it to mirror the photo, flip it as well. And, you know, there's the rotate. So you can rotate it pretty easily there. And also straighten, which works it works just like Android 4.2, and we'll go out of that. And then over here you can add other types of color setting, other types of color effects like vignette and contrast, shadows. You can even go in here and do this whole curve thing. Let me rotate the phone a little bit here, make it easier. And so you can change all the colors based on this here, this graph. Of course, Android 4.2 does have that. So there's a few more features in here as well, but basically it's very similar. And that's pretty much it. There's also, let me go back to the camera. And if I swipe back here, go back to the camera, I wanted to show you, I forgot to show you the main, the additional settings here. Which you can go into what's called fast picture mode, and that'll allow you to take pictures very fast, but it's only going to do it based on the resolution of your display. And then over here, and I'll turn that off. You have to keep going back in, is the only problem. Burst mode is the next one down, and then you can take the shutter sound off. You can switch to front facing camera right here. You don't want to look at me too much longer. Turn that off. And there's also additional settings here. And you can go into panorama here. And what's this one again? Oh, stable mode. That's right. And then you can also go into all the settings for the camera that I showed you before from there as well. So, and then you can also turn on the grid, and what does that one do? Oh, that's a self-timer. So, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Now, if you have now I mentioned that you're only going to see pictures that you've taken with this app, but if you want to apply any of these effects in any of your other photos, you can do that. If we go in here and go into, you can see there's a snap camera, so that's going to be your icon for taking pictures using this app. But they also add snap, and snap will let you, which I already was in something doing a test, but you can actually go into any of these, any of your images on your phone. And so there's some images I took last week of a sunset, and you can, or actually it's a sunrise, and so I can go in here and do the same type of stuff here, the same photo editing that I could do within the camera app as well. So, and then once you make any changes, you can hit save. You also have the sharing option as well, that you can share to you know, anything you can think of. So just like any other camera app. So that's pretty much it. That is Snap Camera HDR. It's going to give you the stock Android feel for your phone, especially for older devices. It's great. I'm not sure I'd recommend it for really new devices like, say, the One or the Galaxy S4, because those camera apps that come with those devices are geared towards you know, giving you the best quality photos, and of course some of those features as well, like Zoe and video highlights, you wouldn't get with this. The other thing is, you're probably thinking, where's Photosphere if it has Android 4.2? Unfortunately, Photosphere is proprietary to Google, and it can't be included in this app, unfortunately. But it does have everything else and then some, which is really cool. And the app costs $1.99. However, you can give the app a try to see if the features work on your older phone, and for free. And the only limitation will be that it only works in airplane mode. Obviously, if you were using that as your regular camera, it might be a pain to constantly put it in airplane mode, but you can do it for testing purposes to see if you like the app, and then if you do, you go ahead and purchase it for $1.99, which is a small price considering what you get here. So anyways, it's called Snap Camera HD, and it's available in the Play Store now. It's definitely been updated a few times, number of times. Developer works very hard at it, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. This is Rob Nazarian with Talk Android.